When you talk track record, of course, people can't help but look at the performance of the stock price. That does not tell the whole story. We all know that. There is so much more. But that is, in fact, where a lot of people sort of stop and they say, well, it didn't really work out, did it? And in fact, you guys know this. I mean, at 30 Rock, I made this point to Mr. Immelt. I would get stopped oftentimes by longtime employees of the company who would say, what do I do? I had a stock that was worth $40, $50 a share that I believed would be there as a bedrock for my retirement with an important dividend. And now it's 11, it's 10, it's $8 a share. It's heartbreaking. I did ask Mr. Immelt to respond to those kinds of stories when he hears them.
I think about the company every day. I say in the book, I know some feel like I've let them down. Every day I will think about that. And again, I just want people to know that we didn't get it all right, but the team always tried our best to build a great company. And that's all I can say. I understand, and it weighs on me, and I think about it. But I also want to say that there wasn't one thing I could think of to try harder for the company and for the people.
You did buy back a lot of stock, $108 billion on buybacks from 2004 to 2017. Was that money well spent?
Again, the times we did it, we thought about it in great specificity. We talked about it as a board. We viewed it against other alternatives for the capital. And it was done with great discipline and great process, right? So it wasn't like it was done by people in a dark room. It was done with full transparency and with the notion of how do we both invest in the company, which I never shirked from, do the acquisitions that felt like could position us, and generate the right returns for investors. And that's what we did.
Yeah, a lot of money, of course, from the disposition of GE Capital assets, Sarah, did go into that buyback, and many would have hoped that it just stayed on the balance sheet to deal with unexpected and enormous losses related to long-term care policies that never did get sold.
Yeah, just one of the issues there, David, how much of this can be blamed on external factors, the macroeconomic environment, which they were highly sensitive to, some of the changes in automation and globalization, which they got caught up of, and how much really is on him?
That's the question, isn't it? There's no doubt that, and he says this many times, he was not particularly lucky. He didn't have the tailwind that he would say and did in the book that Jack Welch had for the 20-plus years that he ran the company, with the stock price almost always increasing in value and very significantly. He did face 9/11 on his second day. He did deal with a financial crisis that hobbled GE Capital and almost brought the company to bankruptcy, frankly, and globalization and so many other things. But he did also, Sarah, run the company for over 16 years. And there are those who say that the company itself was not operating nearly as well as it could have, that the purchases that he made oftentimes at too high a price and the sales that he made oftentimes at too low a price added up and helped diminish the amount of cash that the company was producing. And there are those who also will simply point to what they believe, at least, was a company that wasn't functioning as well as it could have. These are all things that I discussed with Mr. Immelt. He says he is his biggest critic, and in the book he certainly is that, but he also does take opportunities to place the blame in other areas as well.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.